Good morning, Namaste. My name is Vikas, and welcome to the RCC's new episode presented by Yuvaap, where we try to solve the puzzles of your life. Today, we have very interesting guest, Ms. Anoopama Mukerjee Lohana, who is sound breath energy alchemist, meditation Kriyā Mentor, and also a well-being mentor, who is going to talk on
Namaskar.
the topic returning to natural rhythms of healing and well-being. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome to Yuvaap. Ma'am,
Thank you so much.
the topic on natural rhythms of healing and well-being. Please एक थोड़ा सा brief introduction regarding your journey, how you moved to corporate to this wellness and now to forest healing. आपकी जर्नी कैसे स्टार्ट हुई थोड़ा सा अगर व्यूअर्स को आप बता पाएं तो.
So journey to start, I think बहुत छोटे उम्र से ही हुई है क्योंकि been blessed to be born into a very, conscious family, aware family. My mother is a Vedantist. तो बहुत कम उम्र से ही exposure and absorption of all what is not of our normal everyday regular world तो होता रहा है. So it was a hardcore, mass communication, MBA, advertising, creative professional.
Okay.
And somewhere along the 90s, 92, 93, I had an interaction with a very interesting saint in Kamakya temple. That's a long story. We won't go into that. But how, when masters have to come into your life, वो अचानक आते हैं, अचानक चले जाते हैं. तो ऐसे ही कुछ एक interlude हुआ. The story is on my handle. If anyone reads, they can find it. And दादा ठाकुर 100 साल से भी बड़े थे गुरु. उन्होंने नाद और स्पंदा के बारे में पहले इंट्रोड्यूस किया मुझे. And from then, from about 92, 93, my study into the consciousness of Tantra. See, हमारे understanding में ना, Tantra is tantric, which is not true. Tantra is the greatest science of consciousness. It is the science of breath and body and being. So, वो journey start हो गई. And after 22 years of advertising and then event management, where I was very happy and satisfied. ये नहीं कहूँगी कि उससे तंग आ गई थी. But कहीं पे during my 2013 Kailash Yatra, it came to me that now this has to be full time. That running, that race, that speed, that pace can now ease. And I was guided to take this on full time. And that's when the spiritual sharing. देखिए मैं कभी भी teaching नहीं कहती हूँ because हम कौन हैं किसी को कुछ सिखाने वाले हम कौन होते हैं हम खुद तो लाइफ लॉन्ग सीखते ही रहेंगे ना जिस मोमेंट मैंने ये तय कर लिया कि अब बस मैं सिखा रही हूँ मुझे सीखने को कुछ नहीं रह गया है मैं स्टूडेंट बनना बंद कर देती हूँ आई स्टॉप आई स्टैग्नेट सो आई ऑलवेज से दैट आई एम नॉट अ गुरु और अ गाइड but I'm just a co-traveler sharing what I am still learning. And usme se if we can all learn together and unlearn together and return to our basic innate state. See, our innate state is of being love and being um, balanced, being collaborative with nature, with coexisting with everything. अगर उस rhythm में वापस आ सकें तो well-being and healing तो बस spontaneously हो जाए. So at 51 now, that spiritual journey also has taken a turn. So the lesson that I'm learning and surrendering to is there are no timelines to life. Life can come and give you your purpose, your passion at any moment. So stay open. Heart say stay open. And at 51 now, it's turned completely to forest and nature healing, focusing on that, bringing people back to the forest. तो ज़्यादा लंबा एक आंसर नहीं करते हैं we'll go to the next point and I'll probably share
Great.
I'll share
Yes.
how and why this happened because of my Tigress guru. It's an interesting story. So here I am in Pech Forest in Madhya Pradesh, uh, learning to be a forest dweller and learning
So I
every
think
day,
you have
learning every day.
also co-authored one book on Tigress, that Mata Ram, right? I have read about that.
Yes, so I'm in
So,
the process of authoring it. We'll be launching the book on her first Punya Tithi on Sankranti in January. Because Mataram Kolarwali passed away in Jan. On Sankranti, she came and laid down. हमने एक टाइग्रेस को महासमाधि लेते हुए देखा साक्षात We literally saw how we've only read, ki Maha Gurus and souls take Mahasamadhi. She showed us what it is. So I'll share that as we go along. I'll
Okay.
share that. Yeah.
Right. So I'm starting with what exactly is this natural rhythm of healing and wellness?
Natural rhythm of healing and wellness is our natural state of existence. See, we have forgotten. हम लोग जब जब मनुष्य caves और जंगल में ही तो पैदा हुआ ना, वहीं तो our existence began. And as Gramikaran happened, as we moved from Vanya to agriculture-based civilization, our tendency to hoard, our tendency to separate ourselves from natural rhythms grew. And our natural rhythms always had a innate intelligence, because when you're part of a macro system, when you live your life understanding and recognizing and remembering that I am essentially animal spirit. साइंस में हमने पढ़ा था, फोर्थ फिफ्थ सिक्स स्टैंडर्ड से ही पढ़ाते हैं ना साइंस में, दैट मैन इज अ सोशल एनिमल. सो सोशल तो याद रह गया, एनिमल भूल गए हम. So we are essentially pranis, pashus, who've just learned to walk on 2 feet and lost a little of that connect. जब चार पे थे तो connect पूरा रहता था धरती से. अब दो पे आ गए तो that connect is lost. So the natural rhythm is returning first and foremost, for the urbans. So ye to chalo, these are very beautiful, poetic ways to talk about it. But in a very applicable way, the most basic natural rhythm is the sun and the moon. Our body, especially women know that better than men, is our body is synced to the galaxy cycles, the planet cycles, the solar system cycle so strongly. So we lost that circadian rhythm. And all our hormonal system, our entire body system is based on that circadian rhythm. हमारे खाने का time, हर 6-8 महीने या साल में change होता है with new fads of diet. But we forgot that our digestive juice is Agni, is fire tattva and synced to the sun. So you eat in rhythm with the sun. You eat less as the sun grows. You eat your maximum during midday, and then curb down. जिसको आजकल थोड़ा बहुत intermediate fasting में लाया जा रहा है.
Right.
So the most basic applicable rhythm of nature that we lost of healing is the sun and the moon. So if we can return to sleeping on time, waking up early, living in sync with that movement of which we are part, every cell in our body is also aping those movements. So natural rhythm is coming back to how we are synced to the tattvas and mahatattvas, the elements of nature. Because we are made of the same tattvas, right? We are made of the same. Pancha Tattva is the most popularly known. We all know Pancha Mahabhut, Pancha Tattva. But actually, there are 36 in the Tantra Yoga, in the Trika Yoga understanding. We have Shatatrimshat, 36 tattvas, जिसमें intangible tattva भी आते हैं. हमारे thoughts, हमारे emotions, हमारे aspirations, our energies. So everything that
The-
exists is energy, is those elements. The alchemy changes, the mix of that element changes. So we are constantly in communication with everything around us.
Right.
So yes, so that returning to the natural rhythm is returning to the way our body is supposed to exist, supposed to function, because that is the most, it's precise. जो गढ़ के भेजा गया है is precise. So it's returning to the precision and the perfection of your wellness and well-being. That.
Very interesting. Oh. So, ma'am, learning about this, I also read that this about that you are sound breath energy alchemist. So, what exactly is this sound breath energy? How do you alchemy?
Okay. So first, I think I'll explain alchemy. Alchemy we know only from Harry Potter. I think आज का आज के लोग will know
Right.
alchemy. Is what is alchemy? So alchemy is mixing or blending together of elements to form another element. It's how you create. Alchemy is creating. In the olden times there were, how you did alchemy to produce gold, how you did alchemy to produce magic. So your sound and breath are nothing short of magic, nothing short of pure gold. Because understand one thing. all existence comes from these two essential elements. The whole parameter of existence, हमारे जो अस्तित्व का आधार है, वो है स्पंद और नाद, vibration and sound. And so physics में पढ़ा है हमने ना. Let's forget adhyatma, let's forget spirituality for a moment. And physics tells you that all existence is, all matter holds form because the molecules are vibrating. If the vibration stops, you become antimatter, you go poof into air. So because all the molecules are forever vibrating, that means me, the table here, the bottle in front of me, these trees, the floor, everyone and everything around us is in a state of vibration, in a spanda. एंड मैं आपसे पूछती हूँ, जब वाइब्रेशन होता है, बेसिक, हाँ, 6 स्टैंडर्ड फिजिक्स पूछ रही हूँ, स्पिरिचुअलिटी या हीलिंग नहीं, कि जब भी वाइब्रेशन होता है, कोई भी चीज घर्षण करती है, वाइब्रेशन करती है, स्पंदा में होती है, व्हाट इज द फर्स्ट थिंग दैट इज प्रोड्यूस्ड?
हीट, मतलब गर्मी, गर्म हो जाता है, हीट प्रोड्यूस हो जाती है.
Okay, heat is also part of that vibration, but energy in its manifest
Energy.
form for the first time is produced as sound.
Yes,
as naad.
sound and energy, right?
Yes. So energy as sound is the first creation of manifest, you know, physicality of life, of everything. So sound, breath, energy, alchemy is the mix of sound, our energy system. We are electromagnetic fields. We are a whole amalgamation of energies. Up, electromagnetic and aura and koshas ko agar dur bhi rakh deं, तो every moment your energy is shifting. अभी हंसे, अभी गुस्सा हुआ, अभी कुछ सुना तो touched हुए, moved हुए. So we have this whole confluence, a kumbh of various energies. And the most potent energy and sound that is playing constantly within us, as us, is the breath. जिस क्षण हम कोख में अपना अस्तित्व पाते हैं, from that moment it's the mother's breath that is feeding us. You are palpating, breathing. From that first awareness of Janma to the last exhale. Ye breath, ye shwas, ye swara is what is maintaining life, right? Is keeping us connected or engaged with our life. अभी अगर मैं exhale करूं और अगर inhale नहीं आता है, I cease to exist as you know me. So sound, because I am sound, you are sound, all existence is vibration and sound and energy. And breath is that sound, is that vibration, is that energy which is constantly playing in us. It is natural sound healing that is keeping us going. So mix of this, the science of this, that Tantra Yoga, that the Siddhar lineage of understanding of consciousness, that Yoga Shastra also, Shiva Shastras also have given us, the understanding of breath, the sound of breath, and the sounds of everything that is vibrating within you. So हमारे हर organ, हमारे हर thought, हमारे हर expression, aspect of life का एक अलग vibration है, signature है. Just like our DNA, each of us has a energetic signature, a sound signature, which is individual to us. The mix of that and understanding and getting into an awareness of that so we can stay in that balance is the alchemy of sound, breath, and energy. It's a science, it's an inner technology given by our masters, our ancients.
Regarding that sound, जैसे कि मैंने हमें मतलब बहुत बार we have noticed that sound does give you very strong energy when we are in gym. So without music आप कोई exercise नहीं कर पाते. Once sound takes in, then आपकी energy बढ़ जाती है, level बढ़ जाता है. So does that, I mean, sound really plays a role in healing yourself or giving you energy? उसमें exactly how does that work?
So again, the basic, मैंने आपको basic समझाया अभी कि we are all energies vibrating and creating sound. Everything and everyone around us is constantly expressing sound because they are also vibrating. So कोई भी चीज innate नहीं है, कोई भी चीज dead नहीं है. मेरा furniture भी मेरे साथ कुछ ना कुछ बात करता है, मैं सुन नहीं पाती हूँ. So how sound works is the nature of energy, the nature of any energetic field is that कोई dense low energy अगर होती है उसके पास एक higher octave, एक higher clearer frequency play या affect किया जाता है, ये इसको automatically अपने तक equalize करती है. So this will go down a little, this will pull this up a little, and the waves will start matching. It's osmosis. How liquids, you have a thicker liquid and a thinner liquid with a membrane, slowly they mix and they become a homogeneous mix. So all energy will keep equalizing. It's a natural music, and music is always in a state of equalizing itself. Now, what gets affected? How does sound actually affect us? So there's this scientist called Dr. Emoto, Japanese scientist थे. उन्होंने अपनी जिंदगी दे दी in researching the effect of sound on water. So today's cognitive science also accepts that water has memory. It stores the programming that is given to it. So Dr. Emoto ने various kinds of sounds play किए, बात की, express किया, words, music, to water, froze it, and then photographed under micro cameras the crystals formed of those ice. So when sounds like hate, war, Adolf Hitler, words and names that brought up angry emotions, loud ruckus music, unregulated music was played to water, those crystals were shattered or they were muddy, they were not forming. When words like love, care, compassion, the Om Namah Shivaya was played, the crystal was almost like a Shiva Yantra with the linga in the middle. So water gets programmed by sound immediately. It picks up and retains the memory of sound and environment immediately. Now, why am I telling you water? 72 to 75% of all existence, the planet, is water. We, if you're drinking your average 2.5 to 3 liters at least, our bodies is 72 to 75% water. The element that most regulates our balance and well-being in the body. Which element is that? Do you have an idea?
Okay.
Our endocrinal system, the hormones, which are again liquid in nature. What carries the sanchar of life through our body? Blood. Life is not possible without water. That's the differentiator on our Devi Bhumi, right? So water gets programmed immediately by the sounds that are being played. Science has established this. So the minute we start affecting and affecting your body system, your energy system, your mental system with sounds, the water element in your body picks up, the endocrinal system gets affected, and immediately the entire body system starts balancing. So again, the same theory of equalizing. So जो भी dense है, gross है, heavy हो गया है, मैं negative and positive नहीं use करती हूँ terms, because really energy is bereft of personality. So I don't like to call anything negative, but it is something that is not suiting my life cycle or my lifescape at the moment. So that energy gets lifted and I come into my highest vibrancy. So sound affects by regulating and programming the water element, because that is its language. जैसे ही उसको बात करनी होती है वो वाटर एलिमेंट के थ्रू बहुत जल्दी बात करता है. अब देखेंगे पूजा में या हवन में या किसी भी रिचुअल में आप संकल्प कैसे लेते हैं. आचमन्यम, we take a little water, उसमें संकल्प किया जाता है, उसे उसको पिया जाता है, उसको छिड़का जाता है, because that water gets programmed with your intention. So that's how sound affects us.
So that's water with a memory is a very different concept. I have never heard about that.
Just look up Google Dr. Emoto. You'll find the whole research papers, and there's their whole. Even today, their institute. He's no more, but you can send water to the institute, and they will read it for you and tell you the energy of that water.
Okay. So, ma'am, moving on. Nowadays there is very. I mean, you have also mentioned that you are a Kriya mentor. That
Yes.
there is a, like interest rising in Kriya yoga. So, what
Yes.
exactly is Kriya yoga and how it is important?
So Kriya पहले तो हमारे consciousness में ना हमारे cycle of generations में You're aware of Autobiography of a Yogi. I think it's one of the most popular spiritual start out books. When people start out on a spiritual seeking, one of the first things they come across is the Autobiography of a Yogi, Paramahansa Yoganandaji's autobiography. And that's where he was the first one who kind of in modern uh, world, Kriya Yoga was brought back into cognizance by him, Larry Mashay and MAHÄTATTVA Babaji, their gurus. Now, what is Kriya? Let's understand. In this COVID and post-COVID time, I think the most important topic in our life, everyone's life, became breath. Right? The lack of it, breath became so important. हमने पूरे generations निकाल दिए not paying any attention to breath, which we spoke a little while ago about how breath है तो हम हैं, आप हैं. इस सृष्टि का breathing चल रहा है, forests हैं, plants हैं, trees हैं, तो सृष्टि है. So we stopped paying attention to breath. Most of the time we're in a diaphragmic breath. Our breath doesn't even go in enough. We'll do a little exercise after I say for you to experience. Those who are with us, they can experience it also. Kriya is literally speaking, Kriya is a methodology, a process. कोई भी चीज, कुछ भी चीज करने की क्रिया, उसका sequence, right? A process in a sequence. Yoga, the Kriya Yoga, is a process or sequence of coming into an awareness of breath. I differ a little. I do not again like to use terms like channeling and harnessing and controlling breath, because again breath is cosmic and I am physical. So हम cosmic चीजें perfection में ही होती हैं, हम physicality से उसको बिगाड़ देते हैं. So Kriya is coming into an awareness of this beautiful melody of breath and understanding how it works within my body, with each cell, each pore, each organ, with my blood system, with my mind, with my emotions, with my spiritual and consciousness and spirit, and to my overall wellness and well-being. So Kriya is, so what I share, what I'm still lifelong will continue learning and unlearning and understanding deeper and sharing, is the Vijnana Bhairava. It comes from the Tantra Yoga school. It is Shiva's replies to Shakti as she asks him, techniques of spiritual evolving and spiritual growth, and 112 techniques. And usme Kriya, Swara Yoga, part of the Shaivite understanding of breath, is the understanding of how can I play in the flow of my breath? How can I stay in my breath so that I function at my highest possibility? Because what is spirituality? What is end of the day? हमें क्रिया योग करके या क्रिया करके, what are people expecting? मैं क्रिया करूंगा, मेरी आंखें मुड़ जाएंगी, and आकाशवाणी होगी और मुझे ये दिखेगा, वो दिखेगा, चक्रा क्या बोलते हैं, चक्रा बैलेंसिंग होगा, और हाँ, चक्रा थर्ड आई खुल जाएगा. So these are okay. These happen as byproducts. Again, with the chakra system also, Kriya के साथ चक्रा बहुत ही जुड़ा हुआ है, Kundalini yoga, वो सर्प snake rising. So the snake is only because energy moves in helix, right? Like our DNA, energy always moves in helix, and because the movement is sarpakar, is like a snake's meander. It was a beautiful poetic way to kind of represent Kundalini Shakti or the Kriya Shakti as snake. My favorite beings, the snakes are. So Kriya is just your passage to a better understanding of your own self. Because our spirituality, being urban people, being city people who are very, very well entrenched in our physical lives, we want to achieve, we want to success, we want to make money, we want to go shopping, we want to go on vacations, we want to have a nice circuit of social circuit, and everything is perfect. You don't have to be a certain way, या आपको अभी गेरुआ धारण करके या भस्म रंग के क्रिया करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Kriya is just coming into your highest possibility through breath, because जैसे ही breath becomes clear, breath becomes free flowing, your vibrancy increases. You become more crystalline in nature. You become alkalized. Very simply, aajkal pH balance, you have Kangen water being sold. You have lakhs of rupees of equipment being sold, which people install at home. So you get alkaline water. Our
Right.
bodies have become so acidic, because of the kind of food we need to eat. Nothing is pure anymore. The lifestyle, again, moving away from our natural rhythms, that the alkalinity of the body becomes acidic. Now, you'll see on days when you're more alkaline, your flexibility is more, you're in a better state of mood, you're happier, you're easy, you're responding and not reacting. The minute you're acidic, your body is stiffer. If you're in a practice, you can't bend easily, you're irritable. All kinds of problems come from this gut acid condition. So the breath keeps our pH balanced. So a lot of people keep saying, you don't look 51. It's Kriya. I say blatantly, my
Yeah.
visiting card is Kriya. You know,
I was also
it's because
wondering in starting.
yeah, yeah. So sometimes I have to show my Aadhaar card saying, 1970. Please take no. It's all Kriya. It's all Kriya because the minute you're breathing in fullness and in awareness of your breath, cell regeneration, the architecture of your cells and pores and blood and organs changes, your mind changes, you move from reaction to response. So ab jo bhi, your spirituality as an urban seeker has to meet you where you are. You don't have to become non-glamorous, or you don't have to become a certain way with your jaw on the floor कि भाई हम spiritual हो गए, हम kriya करते हैं. Kriya is the yoga that gives you joy, ananda, bliss, and full engagement with life. You know? Who is Kriya? What is Kriya? Shakti. Whether you're male or a woman or any gender. Kriya is that movement or engagement with life. Which Shiv himself says, without Shakti, I'm Shava. I'm a corpse. So Kriya is that Shakti that moves us from a state of being in inertia to kinetic energy, potential energy. So whatever you're doing, then you do in fullness. You engage wholly with the body. You engage wholly with the mind and emotions and your work and people around you, but in awareness, in mindfulness, in compassion, and in collaboration. That is Kriya. Breath.
Well, hmm.
Understanding the yoga of breath, union of breath.
So do tell us one small kriya for our viewers which we can try at home, maybe to reach our potential in not exactly, but yes, but we can because today's life is very stressful and because of
Yes.
that, so some kriya which we can try at home.
So I will not teach you a kriya here. I won't share a kriya here because
Mhm.
it's not it's not right to do this like this a kriya. What we can do is let's engage with the breath. Let's start that basic beginning of meet your breath. Okay.
Mhm.
So inviting everybody to first arrive onto a seating. आप अगर जमीन पे बैठे हैं चौकड़ी मार के cross legged, which is fine. Just be seated as comfortably as you can be. If you can't be seated on the floor, you're on a chair, then either sit cross-legged, and if your feet are down, make sure you're not wearing slippers. And on your tile, not on a carpet or anything, but on your
Mhm.
tile, which is closest to Earth Tattva, place your
Mhm.
feet ekdam flat. All your toes, your sole, your heels touching the floor, or otherwise just sit cross-legged if you can comfortably, and arrive unto the sthiti or the state of being seated. So you can just sit down, or you arrive unto the state of being seated. So I invite you to arrive unto the sthiti of being seated, inviting the Earth Mother who has held me, supported me, and continues to do so from the moment of my conception. From the moment I came into my mother's womb, this Earth, this Mother has supported me and continues to. So invoking the Mother below you as you are seated, even if it's a chair, it's Mother Earth. My entire body system is Mother Earth. Arriving into the state of being seated like a lotus pod, seated gently upon its ocean of compassion and love and healing and care. I'm just arriving into the state of being seated and allowing your eyes to close upon themselves. Again, we do not close our eyes, but just allow the veils of the lids to close gently upon themselves. I will invite you to keep your palms first closed. So on your knees, you just place your palms closed upon your knees, palms facing downward. And just become aware of your breath. Don't try and regulate it. Don't do anything deeper. Just your normal breath, coming into an awareness of the inhale. And follow that breath. See how far it goes. Where is it traveling? Inhale through the nasal passage. Pause. There's a natural pause. Don't hold the breath. There's a natural pause in the breath before you exhale. Just stay in that pause and exhale. The pause at the end of the exhale, too. Become aware of it. See where it goes. And inhale again. We'll do this thrice. Inhale. Follow that breath. Pause. And exhale. Following that exhale up and outward. Pause. And allowing the inhale of prana, of life breath, in again. Inhale. Just follow it gently. Be in it like a river. Flow in it and see where it reaches within your body systemic. Pause, rest there, float around in it, play in it like a child, and rise again. And exhale. And in this pause now, I will invite you to open your palms now. Open the palms up skyward. Let the palms face up to the akasha on your lap. And whenever you're ready, becoming aware of the inhale again, we'll do 3 counts of inhales again. The spine is not stiff, the neck is not stiff. If you feel your neck stiffening, just ease it, roll it around. The spine is soft but erect. Don't slouch. Don't let your heart collapse. Heart is open to receive. Shoulders, neck, neutral. The forehead is neutral. And just inhale. Follow that inhale as far as possible. Pause in that inhale. And express. Exhale. Float out into that exhale. See where it goes. Rest in that pause. Allowing the inhale will come automatically, spontaneously now. Just allow the inhale to float in, cascade in. Resting where it rests, collects for as long as it's comfortable. Don't hold the breath. And exhale. Traveling up with that exhale all the way out. And allowing the inhale to again fall like a cascade. You will become aware that now the breath is very linear. It's almost from the crown floating down. See where it goes. Rest there, and now we'll exhale through the mouth. Rest in this vibration. Your whole body will be tingling a little, which is okay. Don't worry. There might be a little throbbing at the top of the head, this little electrical feeling around the body. It's fine. It's absolutely okay. If you're feeling a little heady, it's fine. It's okay. Allow yourself time to stabilize into your regular breath and come into an awareness of the weight of your body. Come into an awareness of the tips of your fingers, the tip of your nose. You can move your fingertips a little, just wiggle them a bit. Don't rub your hands. We want to hold this energy. We don't want to expend it. And bringing your hands in an Atma Namaskara, Namaskar at the heart. Honoring this journey, honoring this awareness, honoring the body for carrying the breath. and honoring and grateful to the breath for allowing us access to all the wisdom there is to know. Everything rides in the breath. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarvam Vai Purnamastu Shubhamastu Shiva Asti. Allowing at your own ease, pace, with your own guidance of breath, not necessarily my voice. Allow the eyes to open themselves, coming from that non-gaze within, out towards the looking and seeing. Coming into this awareness of physicality, you will notice just in this moment, if you look straight ahead with a soft gaze, you will notice that you can see the periphery. You'll be able to probably see even the side walls of your room, even if you're looking straight. Usually our vision is very linear. If you look straight even now, you'll be able to see a lot. It's like a wide angle. You've gone into the wide angle selfie mode. Can you see the side walls?
Yes.
So इतने से कुछ मिनटों के ये तो क्रिया भी नहीं था, ये तो एक्चुअली धारणा थी, ये तो एक्चुअली understanding of breath था, and your perception increases. This will hold for almost 24 hours, this perception. So what we did, if I may ask you, is when your palms were closed, were you in an awareness of where your breath traveled to, where till where you could go with the breath? Were you aware?
So, uh, so it was going till my diaphragm, but only when I'm conscious. Otherwise, it is lost somewhere here only.
Yeah. And
But
when
when
you
I'm
opened up the palms,
yes, so when I'm
it goes all
consciously yes, then it is going till my stomach.
belly. Yes. When the minute you open your palms, it goes down all the way to the belly. And in a while, you realize that you're not breathing just through the nasal passage. There's something happening linear. That is the
Right.
prana. That is the subtle breath. So behind every physical breath, there's a subtle breath that pours in. And most of our life, we are with our palms down, no? Kaam kar rahe hain, with our clenched. We sleep with our fists clenched also. A lot of people have that problem. When they wake up, their fists are clenched. So then may make this a practice for a while till we don't do something, maybe we do a Kriya level one someday on the app or whatever. Till then, just get into this practice of meeting your breath. Subah utke few minutes to this open palm breath awareness. When you're watching TV, when you're not doing anything, just sitting and chatting for a while, make sure your palms are open. So automatically you go into this full breathing, you're pumping prana into your life.
It was a great experience, seriously.
Okay.
बट मेरे साथ नॉर्मली क्या होता है जैसे जैसे आप मुझे बोलते जा रहे थे ना वो चीजें मेरे साथ हो रही थी उसी टाइम जब मैं सुनता हूँ तभी होती हैं लाइक यू सेड टिंगलिंग की फीलिंग हो रही है और आपको इलेक्ट्रिक फील जो भी आप बोल रहे थे ना भाई भाई मुझे फील होता जाता था साथ साथ
सबको हुआ होगा because this is, like I said, these are natural byproducts. It's just what is the tingling? ये कुछ भगवान दर्शन नहीं दे रहे हैं, आपके चक्रास अवेकन नहीं हो रहे हैं, आप खोल के थर्ड आई से भस्म नहीं करने वाले हैं. ये बेसिक है कि आपके शरीर, आपके एनर्जीज में, आपकी ऊर्जा में there were places where breath had not reached. Oxygenation, Kriya, I will tell you, in practicing Kriya. So people like us, people like other, those who share mentors or those who call themselves teachers also, they have the capacity or allowed to teach you Kriya Shakti. So what I teach is Kriya Shakti. These are sciences, these are tools and, modules given to us to keep our mind, body, breath, and consciousness in ship shape. There is sadhana, Kriya sadhana, which is pure spirit and consciousness and spiritual journeys. So sadhana only great masters can give you. हम में वो कैपेसिटी नहीं है, वो तो आके चले जाते हैं, आपको मालूम भी नहीं पड़ता है. The Kriya Sadhana is, where we'll even begin to say. So the tingling happens, you'll think, अरे मेरा meditation आज कुछ हुआ, मुझे दिखा, lights भी दिखते हैं. Because the frequencies of parts of your being are being opened that you've not opened them. सिद्धियां आती हैं, very basic powers आते हैं, very easily. आप अगर सिर्फ प्राणायाम, अनुलोम विलोम 3 से 7 महीने at a particular time for a particular period exact same time every day करते हैं, एक बेसिक कुछ सिद्धि, perceptions, ESP आपको आ जाएगा. In India, that's why you have, agoris and sadhus on the streets who give you, tell you things, magic. It's because all these perceptions are already present in us. We are not aware or we are not engaged with those aspects of our energies. So Kriya is hyperoxygenation. I will be most non-glamorous and tell you all we are doing together unlearning is to oxygenate our system. Then what happens is that will.
Breathing. Breathing is important.
Breathing is very important. Breathing is very important.
Ma'am, when I was going through your page, so there is some Wild Earth retreat. So what exactly? And it was very interesting. I saw the videos also. And so what exactly is that? And for our viewers, you can check out ma'am's detail. We will put everything in description also. And all the details will be in description. So in case somebody wants to go beyond and learn some new things from ma'am, all the details are in the description.
It will be an honor. It will be a privilege to share. So MAHÄTATTVA, as we've been speaking here, that all existence is in tattvo mein hi khel raha hai, in elements mein hi khel raha hai. And we are a reflection, we are an immediate echo of the macro system. Everything that is happening in the universe, in the macro system, is happening within our body systemic, our mind systemic. So MAHÄTATTVA Wild Earth retreats, and MAHÄTATTVA now we are opening a wellness center, wellness uh, themed resort and healing sanctuary in Pech, Madhya Pradesh. It started with that interlude with my Tigress guru. So Mataram Collarwali, जिनकी मैं गाथा अब लिख रही हूँ, उनकी story लिख रही हूँ, उन्हीं के आदेश पे. That's why it says co-authored, because I am only relating what she is saying. She's the author. So this is a tigress. This is, I'll tell you quickly. You can even Google Collarwali. Anybody who doesn't know yet, if they Google Collarwali, you'll know Collarwali tigress. She's India's supermom. She's given us 29 cubs, of which 25 survived. She lived it up to almost 18 years, 17 plus, which is unheard of. So my generation, our generation of people, we've not even heard of the term animal communication. क्या होता है? कुछ idea नहीं था हमें. I was always into my sadhana, into my practices, and around 2017 is the first time I got into activism for wildlife. I always loved the forests and tigers, especially, very very close to my heart and spirit. So 2017, I got into activism with a tigress called Kismet, who was ordered to be shot, and I was in this, Kismet ko bachao and all that. In April, sometime in 2017, I was sleeping, and suddenly मेरे ज़हन में आवाज आती है. I sense a present near me, and I hear the words, "She will burn in 2 months, in 2 days." And I'm like, in my stupor, in my semi-sleep, I'm like, "Who are you?" And she's like, "I'm Collarwali. The world will know me as Collarwali." And सुबह उठी, भूल गई. And 2 days later, Kismet was electrocuted. She died. And that is when, kuch to woke up. And I'm like, what was that? She will burn in 2 days. So I Googled Collarwali and fell in love with her. First, when, you look into her eyes, like I always say, Mataram Collarwali, she did not have the fire of a tiger or tigress in her eyes. She had light. She carried light in her eyes. So ये एक सिलसिला चलता रहा. Whenever there were tiger problems in parts of the country, she would communicate and give me instructions. Avni, the tigress, and these are cases. You'll find these stories on my timelines if you go through it. I won't go through details. Karte karte 21 May. I have not come to Paige till now. I had not met her till now. This was all telepathic. This was all through her grace. I was allowed to receive and make a difference. Managed to save something. Managed to move someone to act or whatever. It's irrelevant. 28th November last year. Same early morning time, I'm sleeping and I hear her say, "Ab to aaja, there is not enough time." And I woke up and I was like, "What is this?" So I messaged हमारे wildlife vet यहाँ के हैं, who's handled her from birth to passage, and I'm like, "She's making me very restless. What is it?" And he said, "Yeah, she's." He replied saying, "Yes, she's getting on in age. You should come and meet her." And that's when 28th November ये हुआ, 30th December, 30th November I was here, and 2nd December I met her face to face, and I had a very very close interaction. She breathed on my face, literally, looking up, stood there looking, and breathed on my face, and I breathed that in. That that sondi khushbu, that moisture of the breath lingers in my memory, in my soul. And for me, that was my Kriya Diksha actually. My Sadguru came in flesh and blood. I always used to say, okay, I will never have a flesh and blood guru. I believe teachers and gurus come, many teachers and gurus will come, but वो सदगुरु तो मेरे शिव हैं, और flesh and blood में तो कोई आएगा नहीं कभी. जब शिव के पास जाऊंगी तब सदगुरु बोलूंगी. But on 2nd December in Page, my Sadguru came, and at that moment, the two things that were transmitted to my head was bring people back to the forests, rewild people. MAHÄTATTVA, the word came, and you have to tell my story. So, which is why I'm researching and working on the book, and which is why next day I went and made the, we've been doing retreats for 22 years now, 2 decades, taking people on Char Dhams and Haridwar and Rishikesh, the mountains, Kailash Yatras. Uh, Forest was not like the focus, but now it's, yes, wild earth retreats. So the logo happened the next day. Of course, if you see my
Yes,
Mahatattva
yes,
logo, it has a tigress. Yes,
yes.
that's Mataram, my guru. And it's about rewilding consciousness. So it's about practicing the inner technologies of well-being, yoga, Kriya, sound healing, crystal healing, dance and movement, art therapies, Ayurveda, Nari Shastra. We have like a panel of healers and doctors and alternative holistic coaches and mentors. We take people, small groups always, not more than 20, 22 people ever. I'm happiest with 12 to 16 people because they're highly personalized retreats coming back to wild earth, so forests and a lot of mountains and a lot of paint, definitely, because this is where it all began. So Mahatattva retreats is bringing people to practice and unlearn and share in a sacred, safe container in wild earth. Because यहाँ की energies इतनी alive हैं, इतनी raw हैं. You receive very easily. All the wild beings become our gurus. You learn how to, live in rhythm. हम शहरों में धरा से कुछ इतना ही दूर हो चुके हैं कि बागान की गीली मिट्टी को भी धूल कह के झटक देते हैं. माँ है, वो तो माटी है. सो वो सौंधी मिट्टी, उस सूर्य के तेज, you use sunblock. So you're baking yourself with silicone products. You're frying it on your skin pores. We don't take the sun anymore, and then we're taking D3 deficiency supplements. Babies are being given D3 drops. So at least for a while, for those 8 days, 10 days, 5 days, 3 days, weekends, come back and understand and live in communion with the earth and all her elements, all the tattvas. Balance those tattvas within the body and take something back to come back to. So you come home and then you go on vacation for the rest of your life, and then you come home to wild earth again. The Mahatattvas is about rewilding consciousness, rewilding our body, and coming back to shed and receive from nature, from the forest.
And what is the duration of this retreat, ma'am?
So right now in August, we have one where there's a weekend package, which is Friday evening to Sunday you check out. And then we have 5-day packages, 7-day packages, uh,
Okay.
21-day complete detox programs, 11-day programs. It really varies. So the monsoon detox program is a 7-day and a 10-day package. Tirthan was 5 days when we went to the mountains. So anything from a weekend, because minimum 2.5 days you need to kind of actually, absorb anything. And once the sanctuary, once our wellness center is up here in Page, then we of course we'll do day retreats, and you can come and just learn and experience a soul shampoo, a soul spa.
I will definitely try. And I would request viewers also to
Mhm.
go and check out all the details. And it was really great learning experience, ma'am. Thank you so
I'm
much.
glad. Thank you. Thank
And
you for having me.
thank you so much, ma'am. And I will
And
definitely meet you in person once I will go for retreat.
absolutely, you
Right.
please, whenever you feel like you don't have to wait for a
Right.
retreat. This is family.
Yeah.
Yuvaap is family. It's a wonderful, wonderful, platform. It's an honor to be here and share. And all of you are welcome to just let us know, and we'll be waiting. This is home.
So, thank you so much. It was
Thank
really a
you.
great experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Namaste.
Shiva.
Yes.